I'm Dr. Keith Giaquinto. In today's video, I want to talk to you about stress management from an emotional perspective. Stress is the cause of all symptoms, health problems, and disease, and men are the cause of all stress. No, not men literally. Men actually stands for an acronym, which is mechanical stress, emotional stress, and nutritional stress. But today we're going to talk specifically about the emotional component and giving you some tips to help increase your emotional fitness. When you increase your emotional fitness, you're going to be healthier as a result of that. But before we get into the topic today, please hit the like button down below, subscribe to my channel, and if you've learned something from this video, please share this video with someone who you think can benefit, or at the very least, leave a comment of something that you've learned about yourself from this video. Thanks. The first thing I want to talk to you about is being self-aware. You can't change something if you're not aware of it. And we don't understand is that our body speaks to us all day long. The question is, are you even listening to your body? Can you even hear it? Or are you in your head all day long and being busy and just running around ragged? Or can you listen to your body when it starts to whisper to you? Or do you have to deal with your body when it has to get louder and starts screaming and yelling at you and you become symptomatic with something that then you have to take care of? So learning to listen to your body is really, really important in the first step of increasing your emotional fitness and your overall health. Understanding what it feels like to have peace of mind. Understanding when you have this inner peace, being in a state of joy or happiness or being grateful. This is where you should live most of the time. So when you stray from that, because let's face it, challenges and life just happens to us all, and we become emotional because we're human beings. But understanding when you stray from that and you get stuck there, this is when things can manifest as health problems and cause things later. So learning to deal with things on a conscious level when you are starting to stray from that, when your body's starting to talk to you, is really, really important in increasing your emotional fitness. The next thing I want to talk to you about are emotions. Now, being human beings, we get to experience a wide range of emotions, and not all emotions are bad. But the thing I want you to understand about emotions is that they should be temporary and transient because we're dealing with whatever we're dealing with in the moment. And when life happens to us, when challenges arise and adversity comes our way, look at it as an opportunity to, hey, this is an opportunity for me to grow and develop my character and become more emotionally fit. The problem arises when you get stuck in certain emotions, whether it's being frustrated or irritated or angry or sad or worried all the time. This is when things can then manifest later as symptoms or health conditions. So learning how to deal with the emotions is really, really important in increasing your emotional fitness. Let me give you an example. I had a patient that came in that's just like, just not feeling good. And it's been, 4 days and she's had no appetite or anything. And this was because her mother-in-law went into the hospital, and she's 93, and she was very worried and concerned that she wasn't going to come out. So not dealing with these emotions on a conscious level or trying to diffuse them, rather than stuffing them down, this is what was causing her health issues. So learning how to deal with your emotions on a conscious level can really help to increase your emotional fitness. Next, I want to talk to you about perspective. Being a human being, living life on earth, we are meant to continue to grow, to expand, to develop our character, and to increase our capacity to do more. It's just how life works. So when challenges arise, when we get put into difficult situations, rather than playing small, being the victim and blaming others for the situation, take a step back from that situation and say, hey, what is the life lesson that I need to learn here? What skills in my character do I need to develop and become stronger in so that I can grow through this situation and come out on the other side a winner, as opposed to just simply playing small? Because that's not what life is about. It's about continually growing and expanding, because everything that happens to us isn't always a bad thing. We just got to look at it from the right perspective. And this reminds me of this story of the Chinese farmer. So there's this Chinese farmer that lives in this small village, and he has a horse. And one day his horse runs away. And everybody from the town comes by that night and it's like, hey, what a bad thing that happened. Your horse ran away. And the Chinese farmer was like, well, good or bad, we don't know yet. So the next day, his horse comes back with 2 other horses. So that night, everybody from the town comes by and is like, oh, what a good thing that happened. You've got 2 more horses now. The Chinese farmer is like, well, good or bad, we don't know yet. So then the next day, his son was trying to train one of the horses and fell off and broke his leg. And everybody from the town comes by and is like, oh, what a bad thing that happened. And the Chinese farmer said, hey, good or bad, we don't know yet. So then the next day, war broke out, and the Chinese government was drafting all able-bodied men, and his son couldn't go because he had a broken leg. And everybody comes by and is like, oh, what a good thing. And the farmer's like, well, good or bad, we don't know yet. As you can see, this could go on and on and on. And when you have the right perspective of things and you grow through situations and you embrace these challenges, this is what life is all about. It's learning how to play a bigger and better game. Developing your character, increasing your emotional fitness and your capacity to do more is what life is really about. The question is, are you embracing it? Another challenging thing for us as being human is that we take things personally. When we are confronted with something or challenged, it is very easy for us to take things personally and go on the defensive, rather than take a step back and look at the situation as to what do I need to learn from this situation, and understanding that how people react or respond to you is none of your business. It has more to do with them and their life and their story and not you. So understanding not to take things personally and increasing your emotional fitness and your overall health is really, really important. And if this situation is coming about more than once, then you got to understand, well, what kind of a boundary do I need to put down here? Because putting down healthy boundaries with people is going to help to protect your inner peace. And it is also teaching people how to treat you and what you will tolerate and what you will not tolerate. So sometimes in life, you're the bug, and sometimes you're the windshield. So when you put down healthy boundaries and doing it with compassion and kindness, it may get that other person to their next level in life, whether they know it or not. So learn not to take things personally can go a long way in increasing your inner peace and your emotional health. Now, I know I've gone over a lot of information in this video for you today, and hopefully I connected some dots, gave you some different ideas, things for you to implement. So from this video, pick one thing that you want you to focus on in trying to increase your emotional fitness. Because when you are more emotionally fit, your body is more in balance and your overall health is stronger as a result of that. And that is the point of this content in this video. So hopefully this was helpful for you, but when you do have those times where you do go off the rails and you do lose that inner peace, how do you diffuse that emotional stress from the body? And there are several different ways that you can do that. Number one, you can talk things out with somebody. So if you have a spouse or a family member or a friend or somebody that you trust, just simply vent whatever's weighing heavy on your heart or your mind and give voice to it. Speak it out loud, okay? If you don't have anybody to talk to, you can do it while you're in a room by yourself, or if you're in your car, preferably when you're not driving but parked somewhere so you have some privacy. But just giving voice to something that is weighing heavy on your heart and your mind brings it from the subconscious to the conscious, and your body is able to release it, and then your body will be healthier and stronger as a result of that. So number one, talking things out. Number two, taking pen to paper, vomiting your feelings up on paper without editing yourself. So whatever's weighing heavy on your heart or your mind, just write and write and write. Just get those feelings out on paper until there's nothing left in you. Then once you're done with that, take that piece of paper and destroy it. Either burn it and let it go, or rip it up or shred it. And you may have to do this more than one time around a particular issue. You may have to do it 2, 3, 4, 5 times until you can think about that situation or whatever was weighing the issue was, until it doesn't give you an emotional charge anymore. So doing it until it releases completely. Third thing you can do is learning how to meditate, right? Meditating, visualizing, and just letting things go so that people don't have that power over you and you can just be more at peace with yourself. The fourth thing is probably the most underutilized form of anti-anxiety or antidepressive medication is simply exercise. Get out and physically move. Now, you don't have to join a CrossFit gym, but you can go out and go for a brisk walk or do something that is physically challenging to your body. You can do push-ups, you can do squats, lunges, whatever. So physically moving the body will definitely help with your mental health and your emotional state. If you do need help with any of this stuff, there's always chiropractic care, because when you are emotionally stressed, you have stress in your nervous system, it's creating subluxations in your spine, and it is weakening your overall body. So getting chiropractic care can definitely help. Something else that I do with my patients that have this emotional stress is there's a emotional breathing release technique that I learned several years ago that is very, very effective at releasing this subconscious stress from your system instantaneously. So if you do need help, please reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to help you in any way that I can. So before we close here, if you enjoyed this video, if you learned something from this content, please make sure you hit the like button down below. Share this video with somebody that you think could benefit from it, or at the very least, leave a comment about something that you've learned from this video. And thank you for watching. So remember, it's your body, it's your health, it's your choice. Own it. If you need help, ask.